Have you ever had one of those moments where everything seems fine? You're not sad, nothing is wrong, but you still feel like something is missing. And then you catch yourself thinking, maybe I'll be happy when I earn more. When life gets easier, when I finally figure everything out. Most of us grow up believing happiness is a destination, like a city we'll reach if we just keep walking. But psychology keeps revealing a surprising truth. Happiness isn't something you arrive at. It's something your brain learns to practice. One of the biggest misconceptions is that happiness comes from big wins. Promotions, vacations, milestones. And yes, those things matter. But your brain adapts quickly. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation, the mind's habit of turning miracles into normal. The phone you once dreamed about becomes just a phone. The life you once prayed for becomes routine. It's not that you're ungrateful. It's that your brain is built to normalize joy, so you keep striving. Evolution didn't design you to feel constant bliss. It designed you to survive. But here's where it gets interesting. Studies show that small, repeated experiences often shape happiness more than rare, dramatic ones. A quiet laugh with a friend. Sunlight on your face. A peaceful morning where nothing is urgent. Your nervous system doesn't measure happiness in fireworks. It measures it in patterns. What you feel often becomes what you feel naturally. In other words, happiness is less like a lottery and more like a habit. Another psychological truth is that connection weighs more than achievement. You can outrun stress, but you can't outrun loneliness. Decades of research, including long-term studies from Harvard, suggest that strong relationships are one of the most reliable predictors of well-being. Not perfect relationships, just real ones. The kind where you can be messy, quiet, or honest without performing. Your brain relaxes when it feels safe, and safety is the soil where happiness grows. There's also a quiet shift that happens when you stop chasing happiness directly. Ironically, the more you obsess over being happy, the more pressure you create. Your brain starts asking, am I happy yet? Like a student checking the clock during an exam. But meaning works differently. People who focus on purpose, helping someone, building something, learning deeply, often report higher life satisfaction. Happiness tends to follow meaning like a shadow follows light. And then there's attention, the hidden architect of your emotional world. Your brain becomes what it repeatedly notices. If you train it to scan for threats, it will find them everywhere. If you train it to notice small beauty, it quietly rewires. Neuroscience calls this plasticity. Your mind is not a fixed personality. It's a living system shaped by focus. Where attention goes, emotion grows. None of this means you need to be positive all the time. In fact, psychologically healthy people aren't constantly happy. They're flexible. They allow sadness without panic, joy without guilt, and uncertainty without collapse. Emotional range, not constant cheerfulness, is often the real marker of well-being. So maybe happiness isn't a prize waiting at the finish line. Maybe it's something gentler. A collection of small permissions to notice, to connect, to care, to slow down. If you've been waiting for life to feel meaningful before allowing yourself to feel okay, maybe you don't have to wait. Maybe well-being grows in ordinary moments you stop rushing past. And if this made you pause for a second, I'd love to know, when do you feel most quietly happy? Not the loud kind, the real kind. Because sometimes, understanding happiness begins with noticing where it's already been hiding.